Today we're going to actually be talking about carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates and how they help us. Carbohydrates have actually been getting a bad rap lately in the fitness industry, in health and the relating subjects. Carbohydrates are sugars. No matter how you look at it, carbohydrates are sugar. But we break them down into simple and complex carbs. Simple carbs are just pure sugar. They're in our system. They're things like chocolate, sugar that you put in tea. This is the kind of stuff we'll be looking at, and they're the ones that really quick into the system. It makes our body produce a lot of insulin from our pancreas to try and lower it so our blood sugar levels in our body are kind of even. Now, that's quick into our system. So if it's quick into our system, it's quickly used. And people get unstuck is where they start having loads of chocolate, loads of sugar. That's really simple sugars. And this is going to help them, well, not help them in a good way. This is going to ultimately help them put on weight. And maybe ultimately help them, maybe get like disorders like diabetes. But then we have a look on the other hand, complex carbohydrates. These are the carbohydrates that go into our system and help us with our energy levels. These help us with maintain our energy levels over the day, because what they do is, because they're a bigger building block of sugar, there's loads of sugar strands all knitted into one. When they meet a cell, let's say my hand here is a cell, and when they meet a bigger sugar molecule, say like my two crossed fingers, it physically can't fit through that cell. So what the body has to do over a period of time, it has to break it down and break this carbohydrate down, so then it slowly feeds the cells that use this energy. Say we take the same cell and we have a singular, simple sugar, it goes straight in that cell automatically. So what we want is, we want our body physically making these chemical changes of breaking our food down. The longer we have our bodies internally breaking our foods down over a longer period of time, the more calories we actually burn by staying still. So what I'm trying to say is, if we have the right amount of calories from carbohydrates, be it proteins, be it fats, we start burning more calories by just basically the chemical breakdown of these foods in our systems that go to our cells and work in parts of our body. So when you look at carbs now, please don't think that all carbs are bad for you. When you're looking at simple sugars, so when we look at the back of packages and we go, right, carbohydrate content 50 grams, if we then look at the what of that carbs is sugar, then we'll know what as simple and the complex breakdown. Out of 50 grams, if it said 49 grams of sugar, as soon as that goes in your mouth and then into your stomach, it's really quickly put out of the system as well. But if you looked at that 50 grams of carbohydrate and the breakdown was like 45 grams of it was the good, so I only said 5 grams was sugar. So when that, the sugar part of it's used up by the body, another 45 grams of the 50 is being slowly worked in the system. And as it slowly works in the system, there's obviously our chemical breakdown function of our system that's breaking all those carbohydrates down. And when it does it, think of it as like a motor engine on a train. It's going to start grinding it down. Instead of like getting a simple sugar in there and doing one turn and then it's used, not a lot of energy there. But if you think about it, you've got all these complex carbohydrates in the body that your body uses. It has to do loads of turns to break them down. And as these turns of this motor inside you turn and turn and turn and turn and turn, it's like a motor, and it keeps on needing fuel. So it keeps asking your body for this energy to break it down. And that energy comes from things like stored fats that are in your system. So if you're looking to lose weight, it's really good to start eating complex carbs, but in their proper amounts, to help you get that engine motoring. Because once that engine is motoring, you increase your resting metabolic rate, and then ultimately you lose more calories when you're sitting still. Okay, thank you very much. I hope this has been very informal for you, and I'll speak to you soon.